I feel shitty. I feel like a version of self that I used to live during teenage years. And there are songs in my head from that time as well. Reminders of a family life that didn't keep me feeling good always. Very melancholy, very heavy energy, and very much feeling like it's hard to change anything about my situation. That kind of desperation about life ever feeling light. And it's interesting to be here again because I've not been in that vibe for quite some time. And it's kind of, I guess interesting to revisit that experience from an alternative perspective, or bringing into myself a new perspective where I can better accept this, because I know that it is possible to get myself out of this space as well if I want to. Yet there seems to be a little bit of a pleasure taken in the helplessness and the hopelessness and victimhood. Oh. And I think it's interesting to document this as a part of my process, because we're seeking the highs and showing the highs on the internet, and especially in spiritual community on the internet and teachings. We want to bring through energies that are helpful to other people. So there's a seeking of higher states of consciousness and channeling frequencies that, benefit other people. And we think that those are to be found in higher states, in a connection to divinity, and in feeling good and expressing joy and creativity and in confidence and in blissfulness to share that. And it might be so that that is valuable to people. Might be so that heavy emotions are not necessarily wanted. But it might also be so that maybe they are wanted. And maybe they need to be seen as well. The heaviness of the human experience at times. I'm not trying to make too much sense out of this. Mostly documenting for myself. To remember. To remember this moment too. As a part of what I am. As a part of who I am. The difficulty of building something lasting. And it does feel like I've reached a new level of self-forgiveness. there's a part of me that really, really, really badly wants to do everything that is disallowed. So as soon as it feels that I put rules onto myself about what is allowed and what is not allowed, there might be a certain time frame in which I can uphold these rules and stick to the discipline. But there actually always comes a point where I let it all go. And then the pendulum swings and the protesting aspects of my human self just go deeply into the human experience of doing every single thing that I want without any rules, without any obligations, and especially in terms of spiritual transformation and evolution, just giving it all up. Because fuck's sake, I don't want to be anyone else. And it's okay to feel heavy. And I can watch Temptation Island and eat cakes and smoke and do all the things that don't seem to benefit me from a rational perspective, from a self-understanding of wanting to achieve something and trying to create the right circumstances for my own growth. And we know that there are choices that don't benefit our well-being. But I just cannot hold myself to such high standards because it doesn't actually feel good, and it doesn't feel like forgiving. And I don't like the striving. And when I'm looking at myself now, even though I look so tired, I still feel kind of peaceful and super emotional and vulnerable and fragile. But at the same time, kind of peaceful, because I am quite proud of myself. And there's so many things we try and go after and want to build and want to give to this world. But when we're not fully ready, we should not push. And pushing ourselves into anything is never, ever, ever, ever the solution. And when spiritual attainments or anything in your life, any achievement, any goal, anything you want to be perfecting yourself in, if it becomes a reason for pushing and being unkind to yourself, there will be a backlash to that emotionally. So we're learning how to be loving with every single part of ourselves, and how to respect every single desire. Respect the fear, respect the smallness, respect the heavy emotions. And find beauty in the most imperfect and scattered and exhausted version of self. Ah, perfectionism. The grace.